Mhm. One second. Go to here. Yeah, here. So what is the logistic regression is coming to that point. What is logistic regression? Logistic regression, despite give me 2 minutes, guys. Give me 2 minutes. I'm coming back. Give me 2 minutes, please. Okay, guys, am I audible? Am I audible? 1 second. I want to switch. I think internet modes on. Now it's fine. Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. So coming to that logistic regression. Logistic regression means like a logistic regression is nothing but despite its name, it is a linear model of classification rather than regression. So don't go to that regression point. This is so why logistic regression is like let's suppose tomorrow your business is saying the output will be in between yes or no, low and high, low and high, something kind of this kind of answer you are getting into the getting. So you can go with the logistic regression. Logistic regression, despite its name, not good. What happened, Ashif? Okay, okay. So here we can see logistic regression, despite its name, it is it is a linear model of for classification rather than regression. Logistic regression means, despite its name, it is a linear model of classification rather than regression. Logistic regression is also known as literature logit or regression or maximum entropy classification. So before going to that logistic regression, you have to complete understanding of what is logistic function. Logistic function is nothing but tomorrow I describe on yesterday I have already described. Logistic function is nothing but function is if function is fx is equals to L by 1 plus e k power minus k x minus x naught. This is the general formula of logistic function, where L is equals to, what is the meaning of L? L is equals to number of heights, like from where to where. X naught is nothing but let's suppose I want to start the, as we know that our logistic values, the values lies between 0 to 1, where whatever the result you are passing in this function, the values lies between 0 to 1. Either it will be 0 or 1. The values lies between 0 to 1. That is the main concept, 0 to 1. So L is nothing but the maximum value is 1. So tomorrow in this function, let's suppose I'm passing here fx is equals to instead of L, I'm passing here I'm passing here 1. So what will be the formula? New formula. Guys, tell me. New formula will be become fx is equals to instead of L. That means you can say this is our maximum value. You can pass 1. Then 1 plus e k power minus k. Minus k means nothing but it will in minus k is nothing but it will start with 1 to 0. So minus 1, then x, then x naught. Instead of x naught is minimum value. If you want to pass here 0, if you want to pass here 0, so now the newest formula will become 1 by 1 plus 1 by 1 plus e k power minus x. This is the newest formula. X minus 0, x minus 1, 1. Even though you can write here ex e k power x 1 e k power x by e k power x plus 1. This will be also fine. You can see how this formula is substituted. Once you divided with the e k power x, so it will come here e k power x, then instead of here multiply with e k power x in component and dividend. You know the formula component and dividendo. That means you are trying to conjugate, like multiply same values with numerator and denominator. Multiply with same values with numerator and denominator. So that formula will be become e k power x plus 1. Got it? Hey man, if this formula is, let's suppose 1 by e k power x, the formula is, let's suppose 1 by 1 plus 1 plus e k power minus s. Let's suppose you multiply with both side e k power x, so it will become e k power x, and here 1 into e k power x, it will become e k power x, and then e k power minus x into e k power x. So what will be the value? Minus x minus x. It will be completed and values comes into the 0. So e k power 0 means nothing but 1. So the newest formula will be become e k power x by e k power x plus 1. Any doubts here? Any doubts here? Tell me. How the formula is derived? Any doubts? Anyone? Lakshmi Priya, Sneha? Any doubts? Can you let me know? You can observe here how that formula is becoming whiteboard. Or I want to open Notepad is fine. Notepad is fine. Let's see. This is our formula fx. Fx is equals to 1 by 1 plus e k power minus x. Tomorrow I want to simplify this formula, so we can apply with e k power x divided by e k power x, because as we know that this is nothing but e k power x. Once we'll divide, the values will becomes 1. So as per mathematical and standard, 1 we can multiply any values into the 1. The values of that original value will not modify. This is the meaning. Just we are changing their formulas forms. We are not modifying with values. We are modifying the form of that formula. That's simple. So 1 into e k power x, the formula will become e k power x. Then 1 plus 1. Then once you multiply here, so once you multiply 1 into e k power x, the values will be become e k power x. Then once you multiply with e k power minus x into e k power plus x. So as we know that the base is same, the values will be added. So minus x plus x, it will be go 0. E k power 0, the values of e k power 0 will be 1. So this is now this is the newest formula. It will be formulated. You are getting my point. So sometimes this logistic function calls as a sigmoid function. When it will call as a sigmoid function, when you are passing L is equals to 1, K is equals to 1, and x naught is equals to 0, that logistic function will become a sigmoid function. Why it's called sigmoid function? That means when you are trying to draw the graph of this sigmoid function, it looks like into the S format. Into the S format. That means let's suppose sorry, it's look like a S format. That means let's suppose this is our x. Let's suppose this is our x axis. This is our x axis and this is our y axis. X is nothing but 0. X is nothing but input. Let's suppose I am giving the input 0. The output will be output will be either the output will be false, output will be output lies between in between 0 to 1 only, in between 0 to 1. Any value if you are passing, if you are passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to minus infinity to plus infinity, any value if you are passing minus infinity to plus infinity, any value you are passing, the output will be lies between in between 0 to 1 only, 0 to 1 only. That means let's suppose you are passing 0 here, so maybe the output in y, the output will be somewhere around 0.5. Let's suppose you are passing here in 1, so maybe the output will be somewhere around 1, but output will be not go beyond 1 or not less 0. This is called sigmoid function. Here it is clearly mentioned in my notes. It is clearly mentioned here. I want to show. Sorry. Yeah. You can see here. This is our. Let me. This is when the values is 0. That means nothing but in this formula. What is the sigmoid function is? Let's suppose a standard logistic sigmoid function is L is equals to 1, K is equal to 1, and X naught is equals to 0. It will take the newest formula will become 1 by 1 plus e to the power x. That means you can observe that you can see here. This is the S kind of graph is working. So once you see here, a logistic function or logistic curve is common S shape. That means nothing but sigmoid curve with equation, this one. So when we are passing the value 0, the output is 0.5. When we are passing the 2, 3, 4, maximum value we are passing 6, any value you will be passing, the maximum output will be the 1 and minimum will be the 0. This is the concept. Maximum output will be the, you can check it also. Maximum output will be 0, 1. Maximum output will be 1, maximum output will be 1 and minimum output will be 0. That means your values lies between in 0 and 1. This is the concept. Your values lies between 0 and 1. This is the concept. You are getting my point? You are getting my point or not? Any doubts as of now? Any doubts as of now? Okay. Okay. Next one is, okay. Yeah. Coming to that, maths behind it, just walk through. We can go through that Wikipedia's what is logistic regression. So I want to open that logistic regression. You can see here. Logistic regression or logistic model used to model that probability of certain class or event existing, such as pass or fail, win or loss, alive or dead, healthy or sick. That means the answer will lie in between 0 and 1. Yes or no? Pass and fail, win and loss, alive and dead. This kind of business statement if you are facing, so you can go with the logistic regression. You are getting my point. Coming to here point, business problem or business statement is says the data set is originally from the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Disease. The objective of the data set is diagnostically predict whether or not the patient has diabetes. Based on certain diagnostic measurement included in the data set, several constraints were placed on the selection of this instance from the larger database. All patients here, the females at least 20 years olds of pima Indian heritage. That means I have some data sets. I want to know I have some data set. I want to know. Hey, give me 1 minute, please. So I have some data sets. I will see which patient is suffering from diabetes or not, and then will our model will be the logistic regression. Instead of KNN classifier, we'll use here logistic regression. You are getting my point. Instead of logistic regression, instead of KNN classifier, we'll use here logistic regression. We'll use here logistic regression. Got it? So how can, as we know that we have to use import required modules. We'll import all the required modules. Then we'll work with the pima Indians diabetes. The pima Indians diabetes. I'm sharing that pima Indians diabetes. First, I want to show. Then I will share you. pima Indians diabetes data is there, right? I want to know that what is the diabetes. So I want to know the info in this data. There is some parameters. On the basis of that parameters, will decide the patient is suffering from diabetes or not. So we have a one parameter is called pregnancy. We have a one parameter is called glucose. We have a one parameter is called diastolic. We have a one parameter is called tricep. We have a one parameter is called insulin. We have a BMI. We have a DPF. We have a age. So these are the input parameters. These are the input parameters. On the basis of that parameters, we will decide the output. These are the outputs. So tell me, this is the classification problem or regression problem? First tell me, this is the classification problem or regression problem? Tell. Okay, because we have some input data. We have some input data. Input is pregnancy, glucose, diastolic, tricep, insulin, BMI, DPF, age. These are the input data. On the basis of this input data, we have to find our machine model, or model will be decide, hey, the patient is suffering from diabetes or not. The patient is suffering from diabetes or not. This is the main ideas of will work today. This patient is suffering from diabetes or not. Got it? So let's start with the practical. Let's start with practical approach. I want to open some. This is our batch. Okay. Okay. So first, what you have to do, you have to import this required package. What all required package is there? I want to import from here only. I no need to type. So that. Okay. Let me copy here. Import pandas as a PD from sklearn.model_selection import train test split. As we know that why it's required, because we'll work with I want to get some CSV file from local. So this is required module. Why it's required? Scalar dot model underscore selection train and test split, because I want to split my data into the two part, train and test, as you know that. There is another model, sklearn.linear model import logistic regression. Today we'll use, instead of KNN classification, we'll use logistic regression. Then our matrix is there. As of now, we are finding only accuracy score. But today we'll see what is confusion matrix and what is the classification report. We'll work around that. So I'm good with all the required modules I have imported. Next, I want to use import OS. As you know that import OS dot I want to get current working directories. Get CWD if you want to know. This is our current working directory. I want to change OS dot get chdir. Okay, and let me get that files from here. Lab data pythons. Paste here, then copy. Okay, escape F slash. I want to replace with the double slash. Sorry, man. Escape F. Escape F. I want to replace with the double slash. Okay. What I did. I want to replace with double slash. Once I execute, this is my current directory. Then I want to read here pd dot read underscore csv, and I want to pass here that file pima Indian diabetes text. Okay, and I want to push into the name is called any. This is our data. The name is called. I want to put any data frame. So this is the approach. We'll do that. This is the approach. We'll do that here. Let's suppose this is our data frame. I want to know this is the data frame. Here we can observe closely. This is the pregnancy. This is the glucose. This is the values of diastolic, tricep, insulin, BMI, DPF, age. Maybe in your real life scenario, maybe sometimes what happened, you did not know some mathematical, some business terms. You don't know what is diastolic, what is tricep. So don't worry. Don't worry about it. Even though if you want for your understanding, you can Google it out. But sometimes the business guy will give some brief. So here you can see these are the some values. Even though I don't know what, even though you can Google out what is diastolic, what is tricep, what is insulin. So these are the parameters which is easily affected. Like it will decide, hey, you are suffering from diabetes or not. So let's suppose if the pregnancy point is 6, the glucose is 148, diastolic is 72, tricep is 35, insulin is 0, BMI is 33.6, DPF is 0.62, and age is 50. So definitely that guy will be suffering from diabetes, because you know that this is age of 50, the BMI is very high, diastolic is very high, glucose is high. So these are the parameters. If glucose is high, diastolic is high, tricep is low, BMI is very high. Okay, so you can say that guy is suffering from diabetes. Somehow this is the report. If BMI is BMI is 26.6. Now a average weight, not an heavy weight. Okay, DFF is 3.5. Age is 31. Okay, so the guy is okay. Guy is not suffering from diabetes. So this is the report. This is the report. What we'll do today, we'll observe this data, and after that, so how many columns is there? How many columns is there? 768 rows into 9 columns. Total column is 9, and how many rows is there? 768. Earlier we worked with iris data set. In iris data set, how many rows was there? 150. 50 into 50 into 50. But here we can see the total rows is 768 and column is 9 column. So among of this column, I want to take this pregnancy glucose diastolic tricep insulin BMI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to take 8 column as a input data. I want to take this 8 column as a input data and diabetes as a output. Is it fine? I want to take this 8 column as a input data and diabetes as a output. Is it fine? Okay. Next one is, you can see this is the df.info. We have a pregnancy 768. Okay, column. Glucose 768 rows, diastolic, tricep, insulin, BMI, and diabetes. I want to take pregnancy, glucose, diastolic, tricep, insulin, BMI, DPF, and age as a input data. I want to take pregnancy, glucose, diastolic, tricep, and insulin, BMI, DPF, and age as a input data. Is it fine? So how can we take I don't want to write here. I want to copy and paste here. Right. So these are the, as you know that these are the values. Pregnancy is there. What is the type of, I want to know, I want to execute one cells. I want to insert sales above. I want to know the type of this. I want to know the type of DF. So the DF will be looks like the type of DF is data frame. So as we know that in machine learning, it is not better to pass directly data frame as an input. Instead of data frame, you have to pass ND array. You have to pass ND array as an input and one and series as a, or you have to pass ND array as an input and ND array as an output. It will give a performance, good performance instead of you are passing the data frame. I have already described these things earlier. Guys, give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. So here we can see Yeah, I was not telling. I was mute. I was on mute. So here we can see, yeah, these are the pregnancy is one column. Pregnancy is pregnancy, glucose, diastolic, tricep, insulin, BMI, DPF, age. So once I will execute, okay, once I will execute, I want to know the type of this X, the type of this X. So we can see here, this is a data frame. This is a data frame. So should I pass this data frame as a input to machine learning? No, we cannot do that. So how can we do that? For we have to, one function is called values. Once you click values and once you will be check, now it will be automatically converted that data frame to the ND array. I want to know the dimension of this X. You can say this is the 2D array. So instead of passing the data frame, you should pass ND array. Okay, next one is I want to take Y. I want to take Y. What is Y? You can take here. What is Y? You can take here. Y is nothing but which one? Diabetes. I want to take diabetes. Where diabetes in caps? Yeah, I want to take from this data frame. I want to take DF. DF. I want to take what is diabetes. Diabetes. This is our input data. So I want to know that type of this diabetes, the type of Y. You can say this is the series. So instead of passing the series, you have to pass ND array. So how can you convert? You have to write here values dot values. You have to write here that values. It is executing. Let us execute. Now it's fine. Now you can say the values is converted and you can say here y dot ending output is 1. Got it. Tomorrow you want to, so as we know that I want to know the unique I want to know the unique of that values. What is the unique of X and Y, as you know that. So as you know that the output of this diabetes is there is it lies in between 0 1 0 1, yes or no, yes or no, 0 1 0 1, yes or no, 0 1, yes or no. I want to check some unit points. You can check here. This is the output 0 and 1. So from this Y return counts that means true. You have to pass. Unique is a function. It will be find out from this Y what are the 0. So you can see here. Let's observe this data sets first. 500 patient that is not suffering from 0 means what is the 0? 1 means positive. 1 means yes, that guys has a diabetes. Positive means what is the meaning of positive report? Positive means yes, you are suffering from that disease. What is the negative? That means you are not suffering from 0. So first it will be a starter from negative and positive. This is N and this is P. Negative and positive. N and P. What is the meaning of 0? 0 means negative. 1 means positive. So 500 people among of this record, total record was 768. Among of this record 768, 500 patient, 500 women is not suffering from diabetes. 0 means 500 women is not suffering from diabetes. Only 268 women is suffering from diabetes. Only 260 women is suffering from diabetes. Got it? only 268 women is suffering from diabetes. So next, what is the next approach? What is the next approach? The next approach is I have to split that data into the which values? The data into the train and test data. I have to split the data into the train and test data. So we can easily split this data into the train and test data. As you know that what is X? X is nothing but input, Y is nothing but output, test size you know, random state you know. I want to split this data into the X train, X test, Y train, Y test. Got it. Next step is I want to check after the training. After the training, I want to know that X underscore test, X underscore train. I want to check here. These are the train. I want to know. I want to know the shape. You can see here 468 total out of test underscore 7 size, that means 40% is out of 768, 40% is the test, remaining will be the trend. So 460 data is the trend data. I'm giving the training that data 460. I want to know that x underscore test dot shape. You can see here 308 out of 768 data, 308, that means 40% is the text one, and remaining 60%, 460 is our train data. Same as it is, I want to know that y underscore train, I want to know that y underscore train, and I want to know the shape. 460 is our train, okay, and y underscore test, then shape, I want to know that 308 is the. This is the splitted part. Got it? Got it? So aesthetify, if you want, if you can do, otherwise here by default it will be taking. I don't want to aesthetify. I'm taking whatever our actual data from data I'm taking. What is the values of that x size and y size? That is, I don't want to aesthetify. Got it? It's up to you. You want to or you don't want. Next one is you can see here. You can see I have already converted this shape into the. Yeah, you are right. I have already converted the shape into the series 2. Here, this is our data set. I have already converted into the end. Right. So this is our extend data. I want to know that extend 2 to 14. I want to take it. So you can say this is our extend data. Same as it is, you can check with this is our Y train data. This is our Y train data. This is our at the 249. This is the Y train data. This is the extend data. So I have splitted. Third approach we have completed. I want to fit the algorithms. How can we do that? I want to fit the algorithms. For fitting the algorithms, as we know that which algorithms we have to use? Logistic regression. I want to use logistic regression. I want to see what is logistic regression. So in logistic regression, okay, no issue. So after onwards, we'll see tomorrow. Anyway, the time is getting over. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you so much.